Brad TV, one of our main focuses we talk about retirement, and and we also talk about religion. If you're not comfortable,
I'm comfortable. I'm with all the smoke. I'm with it all.
I'm with it all. Try to bring it in. We. I
just want to get your perspective on a few topics.
I'm with it.
Africans, we believe in. We have a strong religious belief. Are you? Are you a Christian?
I'm a Christian.
Okay.
I'm a Christian.
Okay.
By default.
You go to church? Oh, by default.
I'm a Christian by default.
What do you say by default?
That's what I was born into.
Okay.
So that's what I was raised as, born into. However you may call it. I believe that they stole the Africans.
Who's they?
Europeans.
Okay. Europeans.
Okay.
The colonizers.
Okay, put it that way.
The colonizers stole our religion. I believe they stole so much from us. I mean, if you look at the pyramids, they tried to erase our history, tried to erase the fact that the pyramids looked like black people by smashing their noses. Because without the nose, they want to identify. So things of that nature. So they made sure that whatever the African worshipped was portrayed as evil. We're associated with voodoo and black magic, witch doctors, and not healers. Even the Native Americans, or they have the shamans. So they're native doctors, or doctors of the world or of the earth. And so, but they made sure that everything that we worship as Africans was evil. We're the only continent that does not have a God that looks like us.
That's deep.
So.
But what do you mean? We're the only one. Do you know how does God looks like?
How does what God look like?
Yeah.
Well,
when you say we are the only ones that don't have a God
so depending on who you ask, the white man will tell you the God looks like a white person. The Asian will tell you they got Buddha.
That looks like them, right?
That looks like them, which Buddha is actually a black man.
Okay, I didn't know.
Buddha's a black man. Okay. Oh yeah, Buddha's a black man. And then you have Hinduism, right? Even you got the Jewish people.
Yeah.
Their God. And who else am I missing? You just go through any religion. So Allah looks like them.
I don't know how any of these people look like.
Well, if you see how they try to portray them, if you see artwork, like if you see God, right? The Christian, the Christian God.
You cut me off.
I'm sorry, but the Christian God has been portrayed as a white hand coming from the skies. If he's delivering something.
If you Google God right now, see what comes up.
You'll see a white man.
What do you expect the African God to look like?
Like an African. Plain and simple.
That's simple, right?
Yeah, an African. I don't care what part of Africa. He looks like he's an African.
Somewhere, right?
We don't have. I've never seen a God
for this big continent, right?
Portrayed from this continent, and we are the largest.
According to the Bible, God is spirit. Okay. And
have you ever seen that? Wait. Have you ever seen that spirit portrayed?
Yeah, that's the way I was.
Have you ever seen a portrayal of the spirit?
That's what I'm saying. So I don't think we should have like an image of God.
But that's out there.
Well, that's fine that you don't think we should.
That's my belief.
But it's there. The portrayal of the spirit is there. Like, let's think.
When you're growing up, didn't you see those pictures on
the little Jehovah's Witness books that they used to give us in New York? Like they'll knock on our door every Saturday.
Yeah.
I know that's your belief, though, but
But no, that's what they push on us.
Today we're talking about what you believe in and all that stuff. Okay. So
all right. So
if I tell you what I believe in, I think that's going to be a whole different segment.
That's
okay.
So
all right.
It's all about.
So you said you grew up as a Christian.
I grew up as a Christian.
And now you are 40. I mean, I'm not. I don't mean to say your age.
No, that's fine.
You are 40 plus.
40 plus.
What do you believe in now?
What I believe in now is by default, I have no other, channel to go through God because, I've read the Bible for, we had Bible studies, growing up in schools.
There's a channel to go to God.
Say what?
There's a channel to go to God.
Right, and the channel that I've read about is, through, is the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. So that's all I know. So that's what I follow because I have nothing. Well, maybe I might be too lazy to read up on a Quran or Hinduism or Buddhism. Which one of the things that I've realized is all those isms don't come from where I'm from. I'm from Ghana. I'm from, I claim Ghana.
I think so. If you ask me from what you're saying, you should just go to Ghana and go find who your God is.
Well, in Ghana, right, which we all lived in, did they ever teach us about a God that they had? No. No, they never did, right?
Yeah. That's some serious,
they never did. They have held on to the colonizer's God, and they put it in schools, and they force it down your throat. Like literally, we have Sunday service, and then we sing the hymns at assembly.
You think that should be? I mean, those type of stuff should continue. You think?
I don't think so. I think like you're saying, we need to, as African people, each African country needs to look within and worship their gods because I refuse to let them believe that the colonizers told them that what they were doing was wrong and only the white man was right. The white man has never done anything to help black people. What makes you think that they're going to give you the only ticket to heaven, to God's eternal wealth? And my father, he has a mansion with many, many rooms and
you don't
all
believe
that. No, with the white man's never given you anything of use. Like systematic racism, all that stuff was created.
But you go to heaven, you're going to walk on gold and you're going to live in mansions.
Oh, that's what he told you, right? That's what the white man told you.
That's what the Bible says.
Who wrote the Bible?
I mean, I don't know. I mean...
All right, let me answer that. The white man wrote the Bible, all right? I believe the white man, it was written by white people.
Inspired by God.
Inspired by God.
But it's inspired by God, though.
But it's written by white people. And and people interpret the word how they want to interpret it. So they give you the word how they interpret it. It was inspired by God, not written by God.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, all I'm saying is, when it comes to religion, I guess that's why people don't really discuss religion around.
It's a very touchy.
But it's not touchy. I mean, we need to get to the bottom of it.
As far as my beliefs,
it's a belief, though. It's a belief, though.
So right now, as far as I'm concerned, and my belief is, I am Christian.
You are Christian.
The only thing I know how to do is pray to God. Now, do I believe my God is white? Hell no.
Okay.
No. So my God looks like me.
You believe in the Bible, but your God is different.
My God looks like me. My God might be the same God as whatever the white man says, but like we already established, you interpret it according to you. So I'm interpreting it as my God looks just like me because I was created in His image. Okay. According to the word, right? So when I'm praying to a God who looks like me, because that's the only thing I know, because that's the only thing I've studied is the Bible knowledge.
Do you believe in Jesus?
Yes, I do. I believe that Jesus looks like me. He was a black man. He was an African man, and that's the Jesus I believe in.
So if Jesus is in this room now, how do you know it is?
Because he looks just like me.
So if a white man walks in here,
he is a damn liar.
Oh wow!
so
no questions asked, and that's the scary. But that's what Africans, and I'm talking to every African person on the planet. Stop believing Jesus is a white man. That is a fallacy.
Oh, for that's known. It's a known fact.
Yeah, but you go back to Ghana right now, and if you ask them. If a black man walks in here right now and says he is Jesus Christ,
they're not going to believe him.
They will laugh at him. Yeah. Because in their mind, Jesus is a white man. And that is wrong.
Anyway, but you're saying that
religion or Christianity is from
The
the
colonizers.
colonizers.
Yeah.
You know now, so but why do you still follow that?
Then that's why as
If you don't know, it's
all right.
different.
So as I stated before, I don't have anything else. I don't have a backup. I don't have anything else to.
So you might have to be
So-
doing some research.
And that's why I stated
Okay.
earlier that I'm just too lazy or too ignorant to go read up on the Buddhism or whatever.
You have to connect,
So I
connect
just
with your
stay with it.
families at home. To
But-
direct-
But my family back home
Mhm.
is Christian.
Okay.
They go to church every Sunday.
No, but if
If
they
someone-
go to church, there might be other extended families that are still holding on to.
Right, okay, so in the extended family, I don't know any of that. Because when you talk extended, you have to be very rooted in the old ways. So you have to be an older person. And unfortunately,
You can find some uncles and other people. That
so I have to go do a lot of digging and asking
we all
around.
need some soul
And
searching,
so-
I'm telling you, man.
If I can do that, but then again, once again, in Ghana, it is frowned upon because they have the mentality that
But
whatever it
it's
is,
about time for us to change that mentality.
it is
That's-
about
that's
time
what
for
it
us
is.
because all of our traditions. Because think of it
It's
this
wiped
way.
out, right?
No, I was gonna say we're holding on to certain traditions that we think is cute.
But it's not
Like-
really ours.
It is ours. No,
Okay.
we're holding on to our traditions that we believe is cute.
Okay.
And some of the traditions we try to do away with. And when you're looking at me like, what do you mean by that?
Okay.
I mean, I have my,
Here's the thing.
I have my reservations, but
So you
No,
say,
it's
you
him.
say,
It's-
alright,
it's
so-
all about
it's
him.
all about you today.
So you're saying like, what do you mean by that? All right.
Okay, go ahead.
One ritual or tradition that we're holding on to is our weddings.
You know, white weddings.
No,
Oh, what?
our traditional weddings. That is booming in Ghana. Like everybody wants to have a traditional wedding
Yes.
and then have a white wedding.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or just have a traditional wedding. Everyone's doing it. Even this is like that's a traditional, but that is not the Christian way.
Or the tradition is not a
No, yeah, our traditional wedding is not because the white wedding is the Christian
Christian
wedding.
way, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's how.
So
yeah,
the
but
traditional wedding is for our traditional ancestors, what they used to do, how before colonization, before Christianity.
But now it
That's
looks like they do both. Most people do both.
Yeah.
But fine, you're doing
Yes.
both, but still, that's a tradition you're holding on to.
at least.
You know what I mean? That's one that's cute.
I wish they just
and-
do
and-
traditional, but.
And then that's the cute one, and we're gonna hold on to that. But everything else we can forget. Like even the outdooring. The outdooring was a tradition. It wasn't the baby naming ceremony in the church. It was the outdooring where the chami would have the little drink, and then every people would sit down, and then we had a pot. And they just use the pot to put the money in, and then we'll say this person such and such and such and such has come from
A different place.
yonder, and they've come to pay respects to the baby. What should we say to the
but
person? And everybody will say,
so
things, you know what I mean?
Speaking of this,
These are-
right? In the Bible, when Jesus was born, they had like three
Wise men.
wise men that came and gave, they
Yeah.
gave some gift, right?
Mhm.
So I think our
Traditions.
tradition is
and
kind of
rituals.
tied to
Okay.
those things, right?
No. Our rituals are not tied. They took our rituals and put it in the Bible.
That's what it is.
They took what they learned from us
And put it in the
and
Bible.
put it in the Bible and made it so that, what you're doing is wrong. What we're doing is right.
So,
But it is what you're doing.
So, like he asked you, if you believe some of this stuff in the Bible are not the way it's supposed to be, why are you still?
Because I don't have
He
anything
doesn't have
else.
to. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't
But
have
is
to.
it by force to be religious?
It's not by force, but it's not. You're not forced into being religious or believing in religion. However, it gives me a sense of balance, inner peace, talking to a higher being, blessings. Which is some people attribute that to good fortune, right? So your blessings, you want to say is good fortune. My father said something very profound the other day that anything that you can't explain scientifically that happens to you, by the way of good fortune, then you want to give it to God and say it's blessings, and but it could be just your luck.
Luck,
It could
or
be
it
just
could be anything, yeah.
anything. But Christianity wants to say blessings. All right, that's fine. I'm okay with saying blessings. I mean, I'm okay with being a prayerful person to praying to a supreme being, because I do believe that there's good and evil out there.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you go back to our ancestors, there are good spirits and there are bad spirits, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know I need help because I don't know how to navigate between the two.
Okay.
But I just hope and pray that whoever is overseeing, which I believe, I honestly believe it has to be, my ancestors, those have passed away, are looking over me. I believe, it's my grandmother, it's my aunts, it's my mother,
uncles,
I believe great grandparents.
That's right.
I believe it's their, those are the spirits, or those are the essence that make up, quote unquote, the God I worship. Is through them. Because even a Christian pastor said once in one of his sermons, I forgot the guy's name, that your blessings are not because of you.
But it's because of what?
It's because you had a praying grandmother, or a praying grandfather, or a great grandfather that prayed to whomever. I'm not saying, I know he was making his reference to God, because your ancestors might have said, well, hey God, if I do this for you, please make sure that my great grandchildren won't suffer, or you look after my my great and these are my descendants who they've never met, but because they had that the covenant with God, and they were praying and they did everything, they lived a righteous life, and maybe God just said, you know what, because of that, I'll make sure none of your descendants suffer, or that descendant will be covered, or that
can be a belief, but yes.
So it could be so, but I say that to say, whatever good fortune befalls upon me or comes my way, I believe it's part of that. My ancestors are looking out. That's.
But do you think we need to connect to God through a different medium? Like when you look at Christianity, I think it follows. You have to go through God, through Jesus.
Yeah.
And you take different religions. Everybody has some kind of like a medium that you go through. But you look at your ancestors, and it depends on every part of the area that they were.
Right.
But from my side, they basically connect through maybe pouring libation, and it's a form of also connecting to the Father, which goes pretty much connecting directly to the Father.
Right.
You're not really going through maybe Jesus or going through. So, you think do we need that? Will God still hear us when we connect to Him directly, or we need to go through a form of a third party or a medium?
I believe what we had, like pouring libations, that was before. That's what we need. We need to keep that and not lose it.
Okay.
All of our traditions, we need to keep all of our traditions. That's what I strongly believe.
That's what's up.